Why is everyone diagnosing themselves with autism on TikTok? I actually fell for that when I was 14. I was absolutely convinced that I had autism because so many of my personality traits aligned with symptoms of autism. I was part of online communities of people that had the same realization as me. That was about 10 years ago. Over time I grew up, met people in real life with actual diagnosed autism, and changed my mind. I took psychology at uni and learned that autism is a seriously neurodevelopmental disorder, not a quirk of personality. People think autism is like, OMG, look at me, I'm such a loner and I like books, I'm so autistic, when it's actually more like, I lack the tools to establish relationships with other human beings and I hate myself for it. I'm actually autistic, but I don't go on social media to explicitly say that. And it comes in a spectrum. Also, the more you watch such content, the more the eye will show them. So, yeah. They do it with Tourette's and POTS too. I wonder if you have a particular group of people in mind whose autism is more immediately noticeable. I can't speak for the people on TikTok, but being in the autistic landscape, as it were, often doesn't look like the stereotypes. As other people mentioned, it's a spectrum, both in severity and what traits you have. You can have autistic traits or exhibit traits that can be associated with autism without actually having autism. And a lot of people, especially those that don't have a lot of positive social experiences, think that experiencing some of these means they are autistic. You can also be autistic, have autism without actually ever receiving a diagnosis, because in order to get a diagnosis, it has to affect your life enough for you to be diagnosed. It's a really multifaceted issue. I've seen actual autistic people and they don't act like those TikTok people. You have to keep in mind autism is a spectrum. People are different. I'm not saying there aren't fakers, just that not all are. Some people will say and or do almost anything if they think it can be used to their benefit. Also, the more you watch those videos, the more TikTok will be like, they want more of that type of content. Hurry up. And the more views those videos get, the more reason they have to continue making them. I've seen actual autistic people and they don't act like those. That's an idiotic thing to say. There's not a single way autistic people act. You have no idea how annoying it is to struggle with many aspects of daily life only to be invalidated by idiots saying things like, but you don't look autistic, or, I have an autistic cousin and you don't act like him. Because the TikTok algorithm thinks you're interested in that content. Everything the algorithm feeds you is based on what you spend time looking at. I've seen actual autistic people and they don't act like those TikTok people. And what do actual autistic people act like? According to you, autism is a spectrum. It can present in very different ways in different people. Not every autistic person is the same. Some autistic people can't go to the toilet on their own, while some, like me, just pass as awkward neurotypicals. You can't decide whether someone is faking being autistic or not based on how they act in their TikToks. TikTok is just full of dumbasses who seek acceptance and uniqueness. I'm not justifying self-diagnoses, but those kind of videos actually help me with my official ADHD diagnoses. I wouldn't even know it exists if not for them. It's trendy and an easy excuse to be an asshat. Sometimes for attention, while other times for self-help due to the fact that they can't afford to be professionally diagnosed, but it still affects their life. Remember too that up until very recently and even sometimes now humans were thought to be unable to have autism or ADHD. When you finally include half of the populace previously excluded, yes, there will be a large group of people who now meet the diagnostic criteria. It's not like they weren't autistic before. It's not like the diagnosis unlocks the disorder lol. Some may choose to continue in the way they were before, and some may choose to drop the mask, which is probably what you're noticing. It's not. You're seeing autistic people not act like the ones you know and judging them for it. As you stated, it's trendy. It goes viral. That's it. They don't even have it in a singular way. They just pretend like the one girl pretended to have Tourette's and literally got destroyed by one having actual Tourette's and not fake one. For views, attention, or just because society wants you to think that it's not normal to be normal. It's the same thing when people say they have OCD because they like things to be neat. By all means, if you're diagnosed OCD, then you do you, but if you're one of those people that just claim it because they like tidiness. I've worked with a lot of these people. Then STFU. You or I don't know what people with OCD actually go through and don't have the right to say you have it. It's not. Neither is ADHD or any other mental health condition. It's almost like autism and ADHD is a spectrum and people can fall at either end. Crazy concept, huh? Unless you know them intimately in their day-to-day lives. You have no business invalidating their issues because you think you know better.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.